Well, guys, the Toronto Pro just finished up, and Sasan Heirati pulled off the win. Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy for this guy. Second place at 3 different shows this season. Runner-up 3 times, and now he finally gets his redemption. He finally gets his ticket to Olympia. Let's take a look. This was not the stream. This was somebody else's video. This gentleman spoke Spanish. So, what's that? We saw 5th place go to Felix Norman. 4th place go to Eric Janicki in his pro debut. Hossein Caleta in 3rd place. Regan Grimes, runner-up, nothing to be ashamed of. And Sasan Heirati finally getting a win. He can finally shut it down until the Olympia. He was dead set on getting his ass to the Mr. Olympia this year. He was just going to keep going and going. And today he finally got it. Congratulations, Sasan. He looked phenomenal. Condition was better. Color was better. But that was the case 2 weeks ago at the Cali Pro as well. So I was thinking things were going to go Regan's way again. Of course, deep down, as I said in the last video a couple hours ago, I love rooting for the underdog. I wanted to see Sasan Heirati get it, especially because Regan's already got the qualification. I know that shouldn't matter. It's not like, the judges, I don't think the judges gave it to Sasan purely because of that, because Regan already had his qualification. But it was very, very close. A lot of people who were there, I saw a good amount of posts on social media. There's Ron Hachet, the promoter, saying Sasan was a better bodybuilder today. People that were there in person were posting about that. And I couldn't be happier for this guy. He's been through he's been through a lot. He's been going back and forth, competed in Detroit, Germany, California, and now Toronto. Also New York. He was also a New York pro. So this guy's been going for a while, for a minute. That's the end. Oh, he's got his novelty check. I want to go back to the final call out, the final comparisons. That was the other group. Oh, Jim Manu was there. I didn't know that. So this was the confirmation round. But I want to skip ahead. Yeah, there we go. So let's take a look at the last chance the judges had to compare Sasan and Regan. We'll look at the other guys in a second. But right now, let's focus on the top 2 men here, Sasan and Regan. Looking fantastic. Both of them excellent bodybuilders. Regan's tan still an issue. And condition definitely seemed to be down a notch or 2 from where we saw it 2 weeks ago at the California Pro, where Sasan somehow looking just as good in spite of dealing with challenges such as being stuck at JFK Airport for 20 hours, almost a full day without any of his luggage. That sucked royally. Yeah. So this is, persistence pays off. I love seeing stuff like this. I love seeing the underdog, the guy who just won't quit no matter how many times he gets knocked down, didn't get discouraged, kept coming back better, leaner, tighter. He was in fantastic condition at every show this season that I've saw. And this is his 5th show of the season already. He's been going since Detroit, which was late March, early April? Late March, I believe. All right, so yeah, I'll put up this banner and leave it there for the placings. Yeah. So happy. I know a lot of you guys are happy. So happy for him. Happy for Sass. Paul was I saw him on the live chat for this other guy's video. Like I said, I would never show the stream while it was on. I waited until it was over for a couple minutes. Then I popped on. I don't want to lose my channel. This guy here doesn't seem to care. He's just living on the edge. Kept trying and trying. They got it right. Yeah. Yeah, because condition matters. Stage color matters. Regan has a more impressive physique in some aspects, obviously. He's a bigger man. He's got all that width up top. But Sasan, he's not lacking anything. He's got no weak body parts. Brings the condition, brings perfect presentation and stage color. Love to see that. Love to see it rewarded. Deserves Eric. That's a win. Yeah, Eric, a social media bodybuilder, someone who is massive on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. A lot of times they don't translate on the stage very well. Sometimes they manage to get their pro card, but they're not going to do anything as a pro. And I'm not going to name names. But fourth place in his pro debut. Come on. Give it up to the guy, Eric. Super happy. Does us beat Regan and Cali. Yeah, I mean, the same reasons I had him beating Regan today. I had him ahead of Regan in those aspects 2 weeks ago. Condition, color, presentation, better quads. Regan has the better back. So it's, they each have things the other one lacks. Jeff says top 10 guy at the O. I don't know. It's going to be a tough Olympia. You think about how stacked that Olympia is already. You have 4 Mr. Olympias competing already. There's your, I'm not saying top 4, but that's 4 spots right there that are definitely going to be in top 10. You have Samson, reigning Mr. Olympia, Derek Lunsford, Hadi Chupon, Brandon Curry. So 4 Mr. Olympias competing. They're going to be in the top 10. Don't think for a minute they're not going to be. You got Nick Walker. Of course, he's going to be in the top 10. There's 5 guys. Andrew Jack, he'll be in the top 10. There's 6. So we're already running out of room in that top 10. It doesn't leave a lot of room. If he doesn't make top 10, if he ends up, 12th, 13th, 14th, whatever, no shame in that. Olympia is it's the greatest show, and it's the toughest show in the sport. I know the Arnold's for now pays more. So glad my good friend got sick. Going to book my flights with him for the show. Watch him fulfill. Lord Crawford is a friend. You're a personal friend of Sass. That's awesome. He seems like a really cool guy. I've met him, but I can't say I know him. I want to grab him for an interview soon. Outlaw coach shit the bed. Outlaw, boss of Outlaw. Who'd he shit the bed on? Regan's Aceto's guy. Who coaches Sass? I don't even know. Was that it? Oh, then they did the routines. Yeah, then they did routines. So let me jump ahead to that. How long is he going to keep that? So this was Aaron Golly. I'll just leave the routines up and running while we're talking. There's only 9 routines, so it's going to go by fairly quick. Boss of Outlaw. Who did Boss have in the show? I only know, his top clients. I don't know everybody. If only we got the same judges at the Pittsburgh Pro. It probably was a lot of the same judges. Regan dropped the ball, got content the last few weeks. I don't know. I don't know if that's what happened. I'm sure he stayed on his diet. I don't think he blew his diet or anything like that. I can't say why he lost a little bit of sharpness from 2 weeks ago. There's so many factors that go into peaking and how these guys look on stage in those precious moments when they're up there. Things can go wrong. It could be one bad thing they ate or didn't eat or drank or didn't drink, or it can be a lot of things that go wrong. So who knows? UK, yes. Mark Bates is an expat, as we say, an expatriate Brit living in Thailand. I'm sure there's a few over there. Another L for Regan's coach. Oh no, Boss is his coach, right? Boss of Outlaw. Am I right? Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was Aceto, because he was with Aceto before. Let me see. I want to see if Boss has anything on his Instagram. I'm just curious. And I wouldn't say he shit the bed. Boss. Come on, Boss. Where are you at? Boss of Outlaw. Stefan Kienzl. Did this guy? Oh, he had the runner-up in Classic, Jaws. John Lee. What else did he have? Oh, he's got a picture of him at so I'm just looking at his Instagram. It's a show in Spain. Yeah, did he have? Yeah, he did have. Yeah, he had Regan. Yeah. We know this one, Boss. Yeah, he was praising him on 2 weeks ago on Instagram for the win in Cali. But you know what? I know Regan wanted to win this. It's his hometown. He had a lot of people there in person, family, friends, supporters there in person to see him. And, in that aspect, I feel for the guy. Second place sucks. But Sasan had already racked up 3 runner-up finishes this season. He really had it coming, a win. I'm so glad he got that win. All right, so let's take a look at Regan. Regan's performance at the finals. Now, I know this isn't the greatest footage. It's a copy of a copy, but the stream is not, it's not as good as, say, when Gilco Productions does a stream. Those guys are freaking amazing. But this is better than some of the streams I've seen. I've seen some really rancid streams. There's Regan. I mean, shape, structure, size. He's been the top 10 at the Olympia before. Will he be in the top 10 at the Olympia this year? Will he place ahead of Sasan? It's quite possible. He missed his peak for this. He wasn't as conditioned here. And Sasan got him. Sasan caught up to him. I'm very, very happy for Sasan. And I'm not gloating. I'm not happy that Regan lost. Somebody had to win. Somebody had to lose. And where Regan already had a win from Cali, where it was very close with him and Sass, even though scorecards didn't indicate so. But Regan got his qualification 2 weeks ago. Sasan, this was his 5th show trying to get into that Olympia, and he finally has it. Now he can take a little break, just a brief break of a few weeks before. I'm sure he's going to kick it back into high gear for the gear. That was a Freudian slip. Kick it into high gear for the Olympia prep. The Olympia's not till October, guys. We're 5 months away from the Olympia. We're a long ways away. We're 19 weeks out, 18 or 19 weeks. It's good. It's a good chunk of time. Up next will be Sasan. They did follow each other numerically. Let's take a look at Sass, your winner. This was the winning routine. If I was still with MD, let me take that L for Regan's coach off there. Props Regan for doing the show and he's already got spot. Well, he wasn't going to miss the Toronto Pro. I'm sure he's always, I think every Canadian pro, I think they aspire to win this, like Ian Valliere had to win it in his final season, just because it's so prestigious. It's their top pro show. You know, they also have the Vancouver Pro that's coming up in a few weeks, but Toronto's a more established show. It's had a lot of good winners, and now Sasan is one of them. But Regan, he'll come back and do it another time. I don't think so. Ron Baez, another Ron. What's up? Regan should hire Chris Aceto. Well, Regan had Chris Aceto before. And, you know, Regan had better condition 2 weeks ago. So I don't know if, you know, we always want to point the finger of blame at the coach when somebody doesn't win or if they come in a little bit off. I'm sure sometimes it is the coach's fault. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes things just happen. There are reactions to, who knows, a food or a drug or a fluid. Who knows? There are a lot of things that can cause a physique that's already super lean to lose a little bit of hardness or spill over a little bit too much water or flatten out. We've seen, you know, that's kind of the beauty of social media. Instagram is, you know, we never really saw guys in the past right before a show, the week of the show. We never saw updates because there was no way. We just said, man, he's Eric Janicki. Eric Janicki in his pro debut, turned pro last weekend in Mexico at a pro qualifier there. Big guy. He looks very tall. I'm guessing he's got to be well over 6 foot, just based on the proportions. You can often tell for guys short or tall, just by, even when they're by themselves on stage, by the skeletal proportions. You're never going to see a guy who's 5'4" looking like this with those long arms and legs, and the head's kind of small in proportion to the body. The shorter guys tend to have short arms and legs, and the head's bigger proportionally to the body. Just a little fun fact for you. Very happy for Sass. Oh, paid off. Here, training legs, the East Coast Mecca. Nice. East Coast Mecca is Bevan C's Powerhouse Gym in Syosset, Long Island, New York. I've been there twice. I did not get to train either time. I was there to cover events. Dang it. Someday I'll go back and train there. Eric, a very good poser. A little wide in the waist if I'm going to be critical of his physique. I'd like to see more of a X-frame, whatever. Your structure is 100% genetic. And still, 4th place. Man, you can't be mad at that. You can't complain about that. We're going to have Regan Perfect scored over Sass and Cali. Yeah, I'd be interested to see when the score sheets come out. This is 3rd place finisher, Hossein Kalata. I'd be very interested to see if Sasan won with a perfect score here, the way Regan did 2 weeks ago. Keeping us updated. I'm trying, man. Paul. Sass wins every shot except maybe back double bicep. Yeah, the back double, just based on the lack of width that he has. Regan's back just his shoulders are so wide, his upper back is so wide. He's got that back thickness and density all the way from top to bottom, side to side. Sasan has a very good back as well, but Regan's is a level beyond. Regan lost his abs here. He lost condition. What's he doing there? I was saying he's looking out at the audience through his finger binoculars. I don't know what that was about. Sass wins back lat spread, no joke. No, I did. I see what you're saying, Paul. The back lat spread is a better shot for Sass than his rear double, and I have no problem giving him that shot. The rear double, that's Regan all day, but the back lat spread, it's close, but I could go either way, but I'll give it to Sass. Chris coached Sass, and Boss coaches Regan. Thank you, AG Arculo. Thank you, AJ. Chris also coached Branch Chin, took first in class. And Jaws, who took second, is also coached by Boss. That would be in the classic physique. I'll take a look at those awards because I want to give a little bit of love to classic and 212. Openers. What was this? Yeah, that's Hossein. What am I doing? Does Boss have too many top guy? I don't know, Goku. Who am I to say? And I don't know how many. I haven't really tried to sit there and count how many guys does Boss have now. He's a very, very popular coach. Hossein, very, very happy there. He practically bounded off stage. Team Clayhar, this could be either Phil or his wife Patty. Sass deserved it today. Regan wasn't sharp, like I said. Happy Sass has a bunch of second place finishes. Yeah, 3 in a row. I'm assuming it's Phil, but who could be Patty. 3 in a row, man. All right, this is Adam Millage. I hope I didn't mess it up at the end when I said Felix Norman was 5th because I had the audio off. And there were 2 bald white guys. No offense, Paul Bartlett. 2 bald white guys with beards and mustaches. So you'll have to forgive me for, I hope I didn't confuse them. I think they both had blue trunks, for God's sake, too. But this is Adam Millage. Was he 5th place? And I hope I didn't screw that up. I mean, at least I got the winner right. I definitely got the winner in the 2nd place right. I think this is Adam Millage because these legs look a little bit on the weak side. And I seem to remember the gentleman that took, yeah, this is Adam. Adam's a little smaller. They have some similarities, but they're not identical twins. Characters. So give the 2 side poses most muscular and abs and thighs to Sass. Rest 4 to Regan. Second fact would be perfect color presentation. So Sass would edge him out. Scorecard. I will look for scorecard right now while that's up. Sometimes they put them up right away. Sometimes the scorecard doesn't come out for quite a while. Results. It's not up yet. Yeah. Scorecard. I don't know. Sometimes they don't put it up till the next day. Sometimes it's up within an hour. Yeah. I'm on ifbbpro.com. That's where I go for all my stuff like that. I guess I'll leave it up in case they. This is Andrea Muzzi. Not to be confused with Andrea Presti. Muzzi from Italy. Very good competitor. Did not make top 5, though. I'm a little surprised. He looks a little smaller and flatter than what I remember. Presti's a bigger guy. The other Andrea from Italy, which is like Andrew. Presti is massive up top, needs a little bit more legs. Muzzi, a little more balanced, but smaller. Presti has a really thick, massive back, chest, shoulders. Muzzi's a big guy. He's not a shrimp or anything, but not as big as Presti. It's why he hasn't done. These shit coaches never show the losses. Well, loss of losses. Jeez. Hey, what's up, Bayou? So happy. You need to send me some progress. Send me some before pictures, Davey. Don't forget. So I for Sasan because he truly deserved this win as he showed up fuller and in better condition. It's all-time best. Yeah, not only that, not only has he been consistent, it's been, when was Detroit? I believe Detroit. I'm going to have to look. I think I have it marked on my calendar. It was April. That was Brazil. Oh, classic. Okay, so it was the week after. Oh, geez. So, yeah, Detroit was March 29th. So he's been competing since March. April, May, June. Yeah, it's been a long time. He's had to hold this peak for. Okay, this is Felix Norman. Yeah, he was the 5th place guy. He's definitely bigger than Adam, but you see where I can get confused. Bald white guys with a beard and mustache. Same color trunks too. Why didn't they consult each other? Say, dude, I'm wearing blue trunks. Make sure you don't wear blue trunks. Good stuff. Grimes look better. Oh boy. Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm be interested to see the score sheet to see if it was really close. 3 shows, you can outpeak all 3. I've seen some guys do it, but it's rare. Dude is massive. Great win for Sasan. That back lat spread win was 2 among the back double guys. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the fence as far as the back lat spread. I could give it to Sasan or I could give it to Regan. Sasan has, the fact that he had better color and he was leaner, I think the pose looked better on him today. The rear double, still, I got to give to Regan. Just it really showcases the width of his shoulders and his back. And his legs from the back look phenomenal. In person, his ass looked peeled. One of his best looked. Yeah, this does not, what you're seeing here doesn't do him justice. Doesn't do any of these guys justice, really. Swatcher Haney, if you're on, thank you. So Iron Brothers, you're part of the guy. You're part of the lifers. I call us lifers sometimes too. Those of us who've been training for 30, 40, 50 years. This will be my 40. I started training seriously in 82, I'm sorry, end of 82. So what's that, 43 years? Jeez. It was Christmas 82. Yeah, it was 13. Wow. Proportion symmetry and severe condition prevailed. Yep, they did the right thing. I'm pretty stoned. Does that guy just pretend he had fake binoculars? He did. That was Hossein Kaleta. And I don't know why he did that. That was kind of silly. Regan has to figure out why he fades as the show goes on. All right, this is Skylar Schum making his pro debut. Yeah, Regan needs to figure out a couple things. He needs to figure out that color. His stage color is still awful. I don't know why he can't figure out some tanning product, something that works well for his skin tone, skin texture, whatever the issue is. I don't know what it is. And the peaking, yeah, he was off. He was a little bit off his best for sure. Boss close to 200. Yes, he's close to 200 clients. I mean, I don't know how any coach could work with 200 people at the same time and give them all proper attention. That looks flat, not carved up proper. Regan was sweating a lot. He always sweats a lot. Regan got contempt. He started filming a bunch of influencer stuff after Cali win, lost focus. Well, that's a big part of his income. I can't really fault him for that, Fresh Prince. He's got a couple million followers across the platforms, and his sponsors depend on him to bring in a lot of views, a lot of eyes, clicks, views, all that good stuff. So he's got to play the social media game. I don't know necessarily that it interfered with his prep in any way. I don't think he missed any meals or cardio sessions or trained or missed any sleep. He's got a team. He doesn't do it all on his own. So he's got people working with him. It's not like he's all on his own sitting there editing videos for hours a day. I seriously doubt he edits his own videos. I would imagine he's got somebody handling all that for him. At his level, when you make that kind of money, why wouldn't you? Why would you waste time? It's Patty. Okay. Who's the head judge today? I don't know. I have no idea. Anybody who was there watching, if you want to let me know, I'm curious too. I'm also stoned, boys. Yeah. Well, I had to stay sober for this. So this was the Ulta final pose down. So close to be. I'd be shocked no judges said Regan is number 1. Yeah, I'm going to keep going back to the results tab on IFBBpro.com. Olympia needs to have a different venue. I understand why you'd say that, but they've been in Las Vegas for a very long time now. I think it's been 25 years, and I don't see them leaving Vegas anytime soon. It's just a convenient hub. There's people from all over the world travel there for vacations, gambling, sex parties. Who knows what they're there for? You're a beast, Ron. True level content. Thank you. Appreciate that, buddy. Yes, Johnny. Regan needs a 10 before the show. This might help his spray tan look better. Yeah, I mean, he looks pretty pasty whenever you see him, and it's not showtime. Maybe he's just trying to preserve his skin and not get skin cancer, which I can't blame him. I mean, I don't want skin cancer either. I tan a lot, and it's risky. It's not a safe thing to do to tan, but even just a base tan before a show, I see what you're saying. It would help. It would help that tan that goes on top look better. I always tanned extensively before my shows. Obviously, I know I'm not at this level of these guys. I'm not claiming that, but I had pretty good stage color, and I think a good part of the reason was because I did tan ahead of time, and I had a good base tan. I'm a lifer too. Big Island Fitness, started 76. Whew, you're older than me. 76. I turned 7 years old in September, so you're 5 years. Yeah, 60. I'll be turning 56 in September. This is Ron was natural. Ronnie was natural. I believe that. A lot of people say no. Sass has to be the happiest he's ever been in his life. Oh, yeah. Of course. I mean, to win, scorecard is out. Oh, okay. Let's go to that. Results. Oh, okay. Here we go. Scorecard. Results. Open. Okay. Let's take a look, guys. It's all the way across my screen, so I'm going to have to. Okay, so here we go with the scores. So Sasan. Oh, that's weird. So they must have had 9 judges because they dropped the high and the low. So you can't have, sometimes you'll see a different number there, like 5 or 6 or something. It depends on how many judges. They dropped the high and the low. So I'm guessing there were 9 judges. Sasan won with a perfect score. Regan Grimes, 8s across 2 8s, a perfect second place. Jose Hussein, yeah, look at that. The only thing that changed there was Janicki. Janicki was ahead of Felix. Oh no, he was still ahead of him. What am I saying? He was ahead of Felix by 1 point in the judging, Janicki over Norman, and then he was ahead of him by 3 points to finals. Skylar was actually 6th. Golly. Yeah, okay. So Sasan won with a perfect score. Tyler Manning was head judge. Thank you for that. Phil tans these black. Oh, Phil's not like, I think he called him, he had a word for it, like mocha or cinnamon or something. I know there's different words to describe the skin tone of people of African descent. But yeah, the lighter skin guys like Phil Heath used to, and Sean Ray, they always tanned. I know they did, and they used color on top of that. Thank you, Gary D. Tyler Mann was head judge. I'm going to stop sharing this. Go back to share this tab instead. Okay. Does win every pro. Yeah, every pro win. Every pro show qualifies you for the Olympia. So I don't know if that show that you're speaking about there has an open men's bodybuilding, but every division in every pro show, that winner is qualified for the Mr. or for the Olympia. So if you win any bikini show, and that's why we have, this year there's going to be between 80 and there'll be about almost 100 bikini women qualified. Men's physique, same thing. Classic, there's a lot of shows. Open has the fewest amount of contests. Actually, I think fitness does, women's fitness, but that's why you don't see as many open guys up there, because there are fewer opportunities to qualify for the Mr. Olympia as an open pro bodybuilder, simply because there are fewer open pro shows. It's a much more expensive sanction fee. They have to pay out higher prize money. I've talked to several promoters say they never make money on the open pro division. It actually costs them money, but they make their money basically by the amateur shows that they hold in conjunction with the professional shows. Those people are the ones that really paid for the pro shows, is the amateurs competing. Monica Delgado in Mexico. Sasan has amazing physique. I'm very happy as well. Davey, get to pick you tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you had a good conference there. Davey's going to work with me. He's a big dude. He's 6'3". I'm like, 4'2". So I look up to guys like Davey. Sass Abcor reminds me of hotties. Do you agree? Tur Labs. He doesn't have the most dainty midsection. He's not a tall guy. He's actually taller than Hottie by a couple inches. I haven't stood next to him in a long time. When he came out for New York Pro a few years back, I remember interviewing him and stuff. He's probably about 5'8". So he's not that short. I mean, that's taller than me. I used to be 5'8". Where will Sass place at the Olympia? It's going to be very, very tough for him to be in the top 10. I'll say that. It's a very, very crowded top 10. I'm going to go back to other divisions because I want to show some love for the other divisions. So confirmation round for this would be classic. And I didn't know these guys that well, but this was it's going to be the call out for the top 4 classic guys, I think. Just want to give them some showcase the classic guys a little bit. I'm a fan of the classic division. I'm not overly familiar with these guys. I'll get on Instagram and find some good stuff. I think there's 9 judges for seeing that color 15th most fun. That's a 5 times 3. Well, if there's 7 judges and Sasan won with a score of 7, they're supposed to drop a high and a low score. So if that's the case, if that's true, then that there were 7 judges and they did not do that. They didn't drop the high and low scores, but that's standard. Sus better than a FIBO? We'd have to look at side-by-side analysis of this. Okay, there's 7 judges around. There's not always the same amount of judges. Not always. I know it's not always the same. It's supposed to be. Low and high score get thrown out. Judge gets Sus first place, and 2 gave him second place. Okay. 3 just give Sus first place. Oh, you're making me do a math. Doesn't matter. He won. He won. He won with a perfect score. All right, so 3 judges gave Sass first place. 2 gave him second place. 2 judges had Regan first, and 3 had him second. I know that's basic math, and I shouldn't be that confused as I seem to be right now, right? Rough. Go ahead to the Classic Awards. And it was John Lee was the winner. I forget. I'm just going to leave it up. Crowd was actually cheering for Sass. No booing from. Oh, that's awesome. Toronto was in Boston. Oh, we didn't boo anybody in Boston. I mean, the only pro show we've had here was the Boston Pro 2022, and William Bonac got a very good reception when he won. No, I'm glad. You know, I shouldn't be surprised because I'm going to stereotype Canadians, but in a good way. They're very polite people. I've been to Canada a few times now. Never spent a lot of time there, but I was there for like weekends. One weekend in Montreal way many years ago, and then in more recent years. I think I went to Toronto Pro 4 different times, and the people are very, very polite versus East Coast USA, especially places like Boston or New York City is, God, people are just so rude there. Oh, it's awful. It's awful. But what are you going to do? Probably 7 judges throughout high and low, so 1 plus 1 plus 1. Yeah. Why do you know like math? Do math. Well, I was very good at English. I used to get straight. I was in like the advanced placement English class in high school. I got awards for some of my essays and stories and stuff that I wrote. So I was an excellent, even in the SATs, if you guys remember SATs, the placement test, I did much better. I got a 720 in the verbal, and I think I only got a barely 600. I think it was actually 580 or something in math. So clearly I was far better suited to English and writing and words than I was to math and numbers. Regan at 8, Sass 7. Oh, what am I doing? So yeah, so it was a point difference. What am I saying? Sasan Heirati, Toronto Pro Super Show. Oh, I was looking at yeah, let me go back there again. Back to the math. So I was looking at that. So Sasan had he won by 2 points. He won by 2 points. So 7-7, 14, 8-8. Yeah. He won the show by 2 points. So perfect score. Yeah, I mean, I think that's still a perfect score. Or would a perfect score have been 5? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't really care. I don't really care. I just, I like to see the winner. So Classic was, who won Classic? Who was this great guy? I'm going to have to go to Instagram now. Look at some Instagram stuff. Boss of Outlaw posted his second place guy was Jaws. Beyond the Stage TV. Guys going to Olympia. Courage wins the 212. Chen Kang wins Olympia qualification. Chen Kang. Do you have any footage of that? Yeah. It was Branch, Chen Kang, Branch 2015. Show you the top two. Top two in classic physique. Why not? It's Chen Kang and John Lee. Look at the condition on these guys. Even in this is not the stream. This is somebody's iPhone footage. You can tell because you can see you can see the judges' heads in shadow at the bottom of the screen there a couple times. Yeah, they both look phenomenal. Look at the hamstring drop on the guy on the right. I don't know which one's Chen and which one's John, so please forgive me. Yeah, I mean, I follow classic, but not as closely as I do open. And once you get past those three divisions, open, classic, and 212, I really only know a few people in each division, like the top people, for the most part. I might recognize them, but I couldn't tell you much about them. Those guys look fantastic. Fantastic. All right. That was Sass. I bet there's some better. I wish there was some Gilco footage. I love the Gilco footage. It's the best. A good shot of Sass. That's Chimp. I would have used that as a thumbnail, but I had to have the thumbnail ready to go. Yeah, I'll use that one. Who took that picture? Going with that second one. Because I don't want to use someone's picture without giving credit. I've gotten in trouble before doing that. Good job, Sass. Congratulations. Great job. Bodybuilding Without Borders. And that was just one more look at Regan versus Sass. Some better footage. Yeah, Regan looks, see, when somebody looks, in really great condition in this low resolution type of video footage, you can tell they had to be super shredded. When we see some high res images come out soon, the condition that Sass was in is going to be a lot more evident. This is not even an accurate representation of how lean and shredded he really was. And Regan probably looks a lot better in those pictures when you see the high res images than he does here. But you can see the glutes they're not as dialed in the hams as they were 2 weeks ago in Cali. Yeah, you know what? Sass does have a hell of a lat spread. Paul Bartlett, I agree with you. I agree. We agree on most points. But no, it would be pretty boring if we all agreed on everything all the time, wouldn't it? I think so. Great job, Sass. Great job. Hey, I would have been happy for Regan too. He's a good kid. I say kid. He's only like 31, 32 years old. I think he's 31. But like I said, who needed this more? Who was the underdog? Obviously, it was Sasan. Sass, 5th show of the season. He's been going since end of March, competing, holding his peak this entire time. That was like 10 weeks ago? So last weekend in March was Detroit. You had all of April, all of May, and now we're into it's the end of the first weekend in June. But still, that's a long time. That's like 9-10 weeks to be holding your peak. That's a long time to stay peaked. So God bless this guy. If I was in Boston Pro and beat Regan in that show. That's right. I forgot. I mean, man, I wish they would do another Boston Pro. I think if it happens, it's going to have to be Jay Cutler's going to have to be involved, and Nate Tello from Gym Hub. I think they're going to have to collaborate and put together another Boston Pro. Dude, perfect score is 5, not 7. Definitely were in English. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I never for a minute claimed to be adept in any way with mathematics. I'm horrible. I struggled with math. It's crazy because I was always in the very top English classes in high school, and I was never in like level 1 or advanced placement. I was in like level 2 math, which it's one level up from special education, basically. Ron Crush the spelling bee is back. I'm a good speller. I can spell a lot of words. I don't need spell check very often. Put it that way. See Sasan because he was super dry. Yeah, Coulteau. It's nice to see because he brought the condition, the color. You know, those are professional things. You want to be a pro and you want to look like a pro every step of the way, and he certainly did. Mr. Finals, what'd you think? Well, Boston, I was watching the finals after the fact. I mean, I watched the recap right after it ended, but I think the judges did the right thing, the right and just thing in giving Sasan the title, the win. I'm not going to differentiate between bald white guys with beards and Asians here in class. So equal treatment. True. You know, it's funny. I like to fall back on a quote from Lee Priest because I don't like to take credit for funny things that I didn't come up with. Many years ago, when someone accused Lee of being a racist, which is complete bullshit. Lee says, "I'm not a racist. I hate everyone equally. I don't hate anybody." But yeah, I thought that was funny. Beards. We're all playing. It's not only that. They had to have the same color trunks, too. At least they could have been two bald white guys with beards and mustaches with different color trunks, but they both decided to wear the same exact trunks. Dang it. We're all pulling for SD. Thanks for hanging out. Let's give us your point. Don't change, bro. Scorecard top 10, yo. Yeah, I'm not saying he can't make top 10. It's very crowded up there. It's very crowded. Congrats, Natalia Coelho. Physique Olympia champion. Hopes to get that title back. Wishing you the best of luck in doing that. All pulling for Sass. Let me go to the 212. That wheelchair. They had wheelchair at the show too. Somebody with their Harley Davidson riding by, making a lot of noise. I hope you guys didn't hear all that. All right, so let's put 212 up. The confirmation round for 212. Yeah, there we go. Which I don't know. I didn't check the final scores, but I know Courage won. Courage Opara was making his debut as a 212 after a fairly successful career as a classic physique pro, and he's been missing for a year or two. I mean, the last time I remember him was being at Texas Pro and seeing him win classic there, and I want to say that was a couple of years ago. That was at least 2020. I didn't go in 2024, obviously. And I didn't go to Texas in 2023, I don't think. So it must have been 2022. But there he is with Fran Barrios to his right, Cody Drobot to his left there in the turquoise trunks, and all the way on the left, I think his name was Mike Cromwell. Please don't slaughter me for not knowing this guy's name. I'm just going to go back to the 25 qualify, 100 million views. Okay, so 212 was, he didn't put the coach, Andrew Vu. He didn't put the results there. Beyond the stage, you didn't give me the results, damn it. So now I got to try somebody else. Bodybuilders Without Borders. Courage won. Okay, so second was Cody Drobot. Third, Fran Barrios Vilk. Fourth, Mike Condell. And fifth, who's not on stage right now, was Juan Aleman, which means Germany, a German in Spanish. He won the overall at the Mexico Super Show 2023. I assume that's where he turned pro. And he was fifth place. Looks like a young guy. Great physique. We try to find Courage, not Courage the Cowardly Dog for you old Nickelodeon fans. Try to find the winning routine. That was Dura. Is that Dura right there? Yeah. I think this is him. Curious to see what he looked like because Mahmoud Al-Dura, is this him? Yeah. He was a very good 212 competitor. I saw him at this show a few years back take a very close second to Zane Watson. It's very close to the point I could have given it to Dura. He's huge on social media. He has a massive following in all the Arab-speaking nations. Incredibly successful online coaching business, primarily dealing with people speaking Arabic because he's very, very knowledgeable, experienced, and he speaks their language. So he's found his niche. Certainly doesn't need to compete, but he wanted to try it one last time. Giles was asking me if he had health problems, and I could not remember. I still can't remember if that's why he got away from the stage, but he's definitely significantly smaller than what I remember from before. Where's courage? That's not courage. That's not courage. I never know if it's courage or courage. I feel weird just saying courage. Like that's too plain. I can't seem to find his routine skipping around like this. But I want to show you guys the 212 winner. 212 is a great division. I would hate to see. There's sort of been rumors that the 212 division might go away. You know, there's talk of getting rid of it. I don't think anyone at the top has just made that comment. I think it's mostly just, you know, speculation among the fans that it's kind of losing some popularity. But I don't know if that's true. I mean, Keon is an amazing champion. We still have Sean Clarita, another 212 Olympia champ, is actively competing, trying to get his title back again. And there's a few other really good guys. Kareth Bajo is moving to open. I saw. He was an excellent 212. This is skipping just 5 points. Yeah. I'll give up on this in a second. I'm probably giving you guys a headache trying to find Courage's winning routine. That's not him. I know that's not him. He doesn't have a big bun on top of his head. Was he after this guy maybe? Nope. I don't know how I missed it, but I missed it, guys. I missed it. So, was this? It's not 212. Were these amateurs? Who are these guys? I don't even know who these guys are. Oh boy! All right, I'm gonna have to go back to something else, guys. I'm gonna go back to this. I was just really lost in space there. Sass brought up doing Spain earlier this year. Do you think he will stop now? He doesn't win. AJ, I don't know what he will do, but if I were him or if he was asking for my opinion, I would shut it down right now because clearly his intention was to qualify for the Mr. Olympia. And obviously at the Olympia, you want to place as highly as you can. He wants to be top 10 at the worst. Nobody goes to the Olympia to place 15th or 18th. His best chance of doing that, in my estimation, is to shut it down now, take a little bit of a break, what they call that health phase, where you get off all the gear, stop eating as much food for a few weeks. If you're training at all, just train very lightly. You know, let the whole body recover, recharge, reboot, and then kick it all back in once you start your Olympia prep. Olympia is 18 weeks away. I don't know if he needs a full 16 weeks of prep. As long as he doesn't let himself get too out of shape, I bet he could do all that in 12 weeks. You know, he'll stay lean. He's not going to get out of shape. Regan must have gotten feedback. The color is off. Yeah, more characters in the mix. So we keep hearing that he can't find a tanning product that works well for his particular skin tone, texture. He's allergic to nuts or to almonds. So that was an issue, that one product gave him an allergic reaction. I think that was at the New York Pro. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but you're right. You're pro. He just won a show 2 weeks ago. He's going to the Olympia. He's won a couple pro shows now, and he's won a classic pro show years back. He should have his color handled. And I don't remember his color being an issue before. I don't remember this being a problem until recently. Hey, Miss Natalia. Marquez, Birlo, Regan didn't have chest stretch like he did in the last couple of shows. Yeah, his condition was definitely not as good for this. Definitely not as good. Kevin, you definitely have OF subscriptions. Who's Kevin? This is 2020. Yeah, Kultawa, this is going to be a pretty epic Mr. Olympia. Like I said, we have 4 Mr. Olympia champions competing already, Plus, you got Nick Walker, who damn near beat Derek. A lot of people feel he did beat him legitimately. You have Andrew Jacked. Hunter's taking the year off, but William Bonak's still a force. He'll be up there. Crizzo is not going to be up there. He's already said he's out for the season. But who else we got? Martin Fitzwater. He'll be one of the top guys. I'm going to go way back in my list to look at people. Bruno, Justin, Tony O'Burden, who just won Legion. He'll be up there. Anybody else popping into my head right this minute? Nah, not really. Check my notes. Oh, here we go. Hottie, Nick, Dauda, Derek, Chris. So Crizzo's out. He's going to come back just to do the Prague show to qualify for next year. Is Prague? It better be after the Olympia, right? EVLS Prague. I don't know if I wrote it down. I think I did. You can see I still got an old school calendar here. I don't think I wrote Prague show down. I probably didn't. I did write Olympia down. Huh. Interesting. Take a look and see what shows are left. Competition information. Schedule. Take a look at what open shows are left for the year. Let's see, guys. So we've already had a bunch of shows. Started with the Arnold. And let's see. Toronto is today. Empro Classic is in Alicante, Spain. That's next weekend. Looks like it's a Sunday show. Weekend after that, we got the Dubai Pro. Same weekend, we have the Wanji Pro China Pro show in Beijing, China. These are all Olympia qualifiers, guys. Flex Weekend Italy Pro in Milan, Italy, June 29th, my wedding anniversary. My 34th wedding anniversary. Thank you. Mr. Big Evolution in Estoril, Portugal, July 6th. Chicago Pro the weekend after that. Oh, no, 2 weeks after that. Is that right? Chicago Pro, Tampa Pro, Natural Canada Pro Show, Texas Pro, Tupelo Pro, that's a Masters. So if it says just Masters, like this one, Tupelo Pro, that's not a Mr. Olympia qualifier. You have to have open division. Chicago Pro? No, that can't be right. Huh. Chicago Pro has to be open as well. It is. I don't know why it doesn't have open on that list. Hang on. Where was I? Okay. Texas Pro, Tupelo Pro, Midwest Naturals Pro, Masters Olympia, Max Fit Classic. That's a Masters show. So those two are there in a row. Those are only for Masters. They're not Olympia qualifiers. Pro Muscle Italy in Milan. That's a qualifier. I don't know if these natural shows, Oklahoma Natural Pro, I don't know if they're Mr. Olympia qualifiers. I don't know. That's a good question. Europa Pro in Germany. Dennis James putting that on. Yep. Okay. Dennis James promoting that show. Another Natural Pro show. Natural Open. Tsunami in France. That's September 27th. AGP Natural Pro show. Yeah, I don't think these Natural Pro shows qualify you for the Mr. Olympia. I don't. That's why it says Natural Open there. And they don't have a Natural Mr. Olympia in the IFBB Pro League. So everything after that qualifies you for next year. So the British Grand Prix, October 18th. There's another show, a pro show in Mexico, same weekend. A natural show in Spain the same weekend. The Prague Pro isn't until October 26th. So Crizzo is doing that. That will qualify him for the 2026 Mr. Olympia contest. Natural Open, the Everest Muscle Stars Poland Pro. That's a new show. That's going to be a qualifier. Romania Muscle Fest. See how many pro shows, but that's nothing. If I show you women's bikini, good Lord, it goes on and on and on and on and on. Look at all those bikini shows. Is that even all the shows? Yeah. So bikini has a tennis show. I bet men's classic physique. There's 150 classic physique pro shows this year. Wow. Some of them might be just for masters, but I don't think many of them are. So look at the difference there. Okay. 150. Is that right? Yeah. There's 28. Okay, so I think I was wrong. I think I messed that up. Let me go back. It tells you at the bottom how many entries there are, how many entries per page. So Men's Physique has this year 107 pro shows. Bikini has, at the bottom, 116 pro shows for bikini this year. How many did Men's Open have? Some of these were masters only. 46, so not even half as many shows. I think Women's Fitness doesn't have a lot. Yeah, there's only 17 pro shows for Women's Fitness, so they have the fewest opportunities to get to Olympia. Unless you want to talk men's wheelchair, and the Olympia is in there in the Arnold Classic. So aside from the Olympia and the Arnold Classic, there's only 5 other wheelchair pro shows, and one of them was today in Toronto. Yeah, wacky. Let's go back. All right, guys. Yay, Martin. What a lineup. Do bodybuilders get escorts? So I don't think bodybuilders need to get escorts. You're talking about like sex workers, prostitutes. So interestingly, prostitution is not legal in Vegas. It is legal, I think, in Reno, Nevada, which is, I believe, about an hour, 40 minutes, an hour away. So it's not that far. They have legal brothels, houses of prostitution that are fully licensed by the state with inspectors coming by, and the women there, maybe they have men too, I don't know. They get tested for STIs all the time. So yeah, but I don't think, when you said bodybuilders, you didn't mean the Olympia competitors. Do they get escorts? I mean, I've been to the Olympia, I don't know, 25 times over the years. Most of the bodybuilders I see there, they have a wife or a girlfriend with them. I don't see too many of them that look single. So I don't know if they would need to do that. Don't forget about Beef Stew. I forgot about him because he hasn't qualified for the Olympia yet. I think he's in prep for something up. Beef who? That's Beef Stew. Stuart, what's Stew's last name? I just always call him Beef Stew. Copeland? Is it Copeland? Gosh, what is Beef Stew's name? Sutherland. It's Sutherland. Chicago Pro is not open. Wow. I thought that was just an error on the page, but that's crazy that Chicago Pro would not have an open division. They always have for years and years. For the Mr. O, I got the top 3, Derek, Hottie, and Nick. You don't have Samson in the top 3, granddaddy of them all? Woo. Samson fans going to be pretty upset at you for saying that. How dare you? Amazing. So Son's episode never gave up. Yeah, I mean, we love to see people who just won't give up. They keep coming back, fighting and scraping and scratching and clawing their way. And he did it. Sasan would not stop until he got that qualification. So props to him, man. Really, very, very happy for him. Way too many pro shows in open as well. They're going to be 25 open Olympic competitors. Well, they don't cap out. The Olympia doesn't put a cap on the amount of competitors. Everyone who is qualified can make the trip and show up, and the Olympia pays for them. The Olympia pays their way, every single competitor. Their flight is covered. Their hotel stay is covered. I believe they also get a cash allowance, a meal allowance for all the days they're there, which is probably like 5 days, maybe 6 days. I don't know. They're there for a while. So you'll end up with 70 guys in classic, 60, 70 guys in classic, 70 women in bikini, 60, 70 in figure. Men's Physique will have like 70 or 80. Who knows? It's a lot. Whereas the Arnold Classic, it's invitation only, and they cap it out at 15. You'll never see more than 15 men or women in the division, and they don't have all the divisions. They've discarded the divisions that they didn't feel were as much of a draw, as much of a moneymaker for them. So they no longer have women's bodybuilding, women's physique, women's figure, or men's 212 bodybuilding. They have bikini, women's fitness, those, and wellness. They have those three for women. And for the men, there's open bodybuilding, classic physique, and men's physique. They have 6 divisions where the Olympia has to have everything. Well, the Arnold has wheelchair as well. I'm sorry, the Arnold includes wheelchair bodybuilding. I mean, be a bad look if they didn't, wouldn't it? What's results? Okay. There are the results. Sasan Heirati, first place. Regan Grimes, second place. Hossein Kalata, fourth place in his pro debut. Eric Janicki, fifth place. Felix Norman. There you go. There are your results. Great job. Will this year's Olympia be won from the back? We don't know. Very knowledgeable about hookers, Ron. Yeah, well, yeah. Luckily, I don't need them. I mean, I think prostitution should be legal, honestly. Why not? Why not? You know, especially if it's legal, it would be regulated by the states, federal government, or whatever the states. You know, the women would have to be licensed. The places they would have to be in, they would have to take tests. It would be legal. It would be all legitimate and legal. Why not? I mean, if it's happening anyway, why not legalize it? And then it can be better regulated. Government could take a chunk of taxes off of that if they wanted to. How much of an issue is the bodybuilders get their tanning oil into the walls, the floors, the venue, promoters use for show? I can tell you that I know, I can't recall any specific instances, but I do know there have been times where venues would not let bodybuilding promoters back after damage was done to the curtains or the drapes of the stage, the walls of the backstage area. In particular, there was a product called Dream Tin. It's still in use. It goes on like a cream. It comes in a little jar. The guys don't apply Dream Tin until the very end. Backstage, you still see it occasionally, but it was banned in the IFBB Pro League because it was becoming an issue where venues were refusing to let promoters back because damage was being done. It was very difficult or impossible to get the stains from that stuff out. It gave like a metallic sort of sheen to the bodies. It looked great. But, and you know, at any place where there's a contest at the host hotel, you have to sign off when you check in that if you ruin the bedding, the sheets, the pillowcases, any of that stuff, the covers with tanning stuff, you'll be responsible for replacing it, which is, you know, it's going to be a couple $100, I bet. Beef stew has Scottish descent. Regan lost control of stomach between Sasa had better. Sasa's in better condition overall. George, what's up, George? Men's open numbers is an issue. Some of the other classes. Yeah, I agree. I mean, nobody wants to sit through a judging at the Olympia level. The Olympia is supposed to be the cream of the crop, the elite, the very best in each division. So if there's 70 or 80, let's say we end up with 75 bikini women on stage at judging. That's just brutal. That's going to take, it's going to take you an hour just to get through bikini judging. And you got all these classes to go through. It's already a long 2 days and nights, Friday and Saturday. Friday, Saturday, both the day and the nighttime is judging and finals. And with these numbers, it's only going to get longer and longer. Does this remind you of Dennis James? No, not really. No. I could see where you might say there's like a passing resemblance, but no, I don't think so. Ron is a real one for that. You're talking about my how I want to get prostitution legalized, or I believe it should be legalized. What else do we have here? I'm just trying to see if we have any better footage up now. No. Sometimes if I wait long enough, I get really good footage. I get new footage that I haven't seen before. There's Courage. It's Courage winning. Props to Courage. So his debut is 212. He's much, much bigger than I remember him as a classic physique athlete a couple of years back. I don't know how much stage weight he's added. It's got to be at least 15 pounds. He's a shorter guy and he's got very small bones, so maybe it's not as much as I think it is, but he looks so much bigger and thicker, very full and round. He had beautiful shape and symmetry a few years back as a classic guy, and it was enough to win some shows. It wasn't going to win the Olympia, but man, he's damn good. I'd be curious to see how he does at the Olympia. Yeah. Good job. Good job. Courage. Branch, what's his real name? Branch 2015. Chen Kang, who won the Classic. Yeah, he looks really good. Look at those legs. Here's another stereotype. Asians have awesome legs. But that's a good stereotype, man. That's a good stereotype. There he was backstage. Ian Valliere is one of my favorite physiques of all time. Dude was in shape. Dude was in shape. Yeah, Chen Kang, congratulations. Congratulations. Who else want to look at anybody? No, I think that'll do it. Get on the stage. Do they have anything new up? No, they do not. They do not. So I'll just leave that up while I say my goodbyes to everybody. It's getting late. Been on for a while. Been on for a while. So I'm on your dance chain. I don't know. Beef stew is of Puerto Rican descent. I don't know about that. I think the Olympia should try and do the show in the Sphere base, also go overseas like Dubai or Asia. Obviously, it would be great to go to Dubai. No one's going to send me to Dubai, but I think they're happy in Vegas. They've got a good thing going, so I don't think there's a compelling reason for them to leave Las Vegas. They sell out every year easily, so I don't think they're ever leaving Vegas. Asians do have awesome legs, calves small. Ooh, that's a bad stereotype. That's a negative stereotype you're saying right there. But it's true. I've never seen an Asian bodybuilder with weak lower body development. Always have really good quads, really good calves. South Koreans especially, great calves, great quads. And the Chinese, I don't know why. I have no idea why that is. Who knows? Who knows? All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. So I want to thank you all for joining me once again. This was the Toronto Pro Super Show. Congratulations one last time to Sasan Heirati for persevering all the way from end of March till today. 5 shows it took him to get a win in his Olympia qualification. Went back and forth from UK to the USA to Canada, back and forth several times. Went to Germany, and it paid off. He got his win. He's got his ticket to the Olympia, and did it legitimately. Nothing to be ashamed about. He should be very, very proud of himself. Good day for Sasan Heirati and all his fans around the world. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I guess what we got next week what do we have next week? We have another show. Next week, we have the Empro Classic in Alicante. So I'll probably see you on a live then if I don't do any lives until then. So please check out the channel. A lot of great content. Like, subscribe, share. Please do all that great stuff. It means a lot to me. And I appreciate each and every one of you who sit here and watch these things live and participate in the chat. So that's it. Thank you, guys. See you next time. Peace.